Okay, are we back? Is it any better? Is it worse? Okay, chat. Hello, hello. Is it the stream? Alright. Yeah. Sorry for that. I was just trying out new settings, new environment, I guess, for the stream. To make it lagless. It did not work the first time, but I think it's way better now. I think the lag is eliminated now, which is Pog. So yeah, fighting games. We don't have too much time for this match because it's already been delayed quite a bit. It's Itamar versus Helix, the last match of round 4 of losers bracket in Dark Horse Only 1. And so the last match, the last battle for top 4 will be here in a few minutes. I will be running some ad breaks between games as usual, so they will not interrupt our match. So I'm gonna run one right now, and when it ends, we will begin. Yeah. Sorry once again for the rush. The beginning. D with a 5 gifted subs. What the hell? Thank you so much. That is very generous and insane, but like, what the hell? D is the goat as usual. So you can give subs as $31. Wow. Damn. That is insane. Thank you so much, D. Enjoy, guys. No ads. Whoever got gifted, and cool emotes that D themselves made for the channel. So yeah. All right. I think everything is ready. Yeah. Okay. Let's go and start the match now. Let's begin. Everything is a mess about this match, so yeah, a bit rushed beginning, but we're finally starting a game between Helix and Itamar. We're to see the last person to enter a guaranteed top 4 spot, and so we're starting with Spider-Man. That's a great start. We love to see it. We really do love to see it. It seems like okay. I thought we won't have any people at the start in our lobby. And we're starting off with a pretty big one, Workshop. Itamar on the good side. I do not see Helix anywhere, maybe on the bad side this time. And Itamar starting off slightly ahead. Helix is kinda taking his time on the first craft, but then catching up on the second one with the call block. And they're both pretty much on the same pace now. Yeah, look at them basically finishing next craft around the same time. Only 2 crafts remaining. Itamar is the first one to enter the last craft. Helix is slightly behind, but still has an opportunity to catch up, and he does! And he does, passing Itamar on the last craft and starting off ahead. Starting off this matchup with 1-star lead after the workshop. Going into next round of Super Ship. Both of them are starting off pretty cautious, and Itamar getting a bit in a bad situation here, almost getting sandwiched by two randoms, but escaping, and now getting a bit stuck in the middle. Itamar is playing a bit dangerously there, considering he is behind, and there's still quite a bit of randoms in Supership in a game that can become a swing if right circumstances happen. Itamar is trying to avoid that, trying to trap the randoms into the corner. Both him and Helix not really going for each other yet. Yeah, Itamar is just kind of targeting the randoms who are dropping one by one with only last one remaining. And both our participants are not being too aggressive at each other yet. But as the free space on the map gets smaller and territories get bigger, they will have to engage in some sort of fight soon, and maybe it will happen around this time. No, they just still play it safely, still trying to conserve as much land as they have right now, and there's still a random here who might have something to say about that. I want to see blood. Real. Last random is out, and Itamar and Helix both engaged in a pretty much similar area. Itamar trying to cut Helix off, but doesn't succeed in doing so, though he did steal quite a bit of Helix's land, who is in a pretty tight spot, but he will be able to escape as his tail is almost gone. At this part of the map, at least. Helix decides not to risk it, even though he had an opportunity to go into Itamar's land. They have a connection, a little corridor there. They both go in the exact same area as before, and Helix recovers some land. And he is in a way better position right now. Itamar might have done not the best choice here, as he's gonna be trapped within his tail for a bit. Is he gonna try to escape it? I think he's trying to escape it early because Helix is stealing a bunch of his land. And Itamar's only choice to go is that little corridor that connects his land with Helix's, which might end up being pretty good for Itamar right now if Helix is not gonna come back in time. Yeah, Itamar is gonna be cutting him off, so Helix needs to jump. Or does he? He has a little area here, but he decides to go with a jump, reaching the end of his tail, and decides to go for another jump, which doesn't work out as well this time, and Itamar ties up the score after the second round. Showing range round number 3. No golden mobs, no TNTs spawned so far. The random is at first place, just going for so many default mobs. Helix got the first gold mob. Itamar was behind everyone on the board, but then 2 golden zombies appeared, and Itamar caught up to Helix. They both at around 20 points right now. Itamar is getting all the goldens that appear as soon as he sees them. There is a TNT on the back, someone got it. Itamar is already at 40 points. And he finishes first, getting the lead in this matchup. Spider Mace once again appearing in this punt game. Bro does not know. Around another punt game. It's how are we hitting like 2 out of 3 punt games back to back? What the hell, man? So we will be requeuing for at least 2 more rounds. after this lobby ends. Which is not a good news considering that then it's not too much time for this match. We'll see. And it might be a pretty long one as well, considering how good both of them are and how close they are. I mean, look at the start of this match already. Both of them taking some rounds in a very, very close calls. So it could go either way at the end of this match. Let's see who will prevail in the next round. Hopefully it's not fucking Fire Leapers. I thought if we get 3 banned games in a row, I will cry. Right now, on stream, live. I'm not gonna cry because it's Lab Escape. We'll have some Lab Escape action in the tournaments. Especially from organizer's perspective, where you cannot see shit besides the scoreboard. So, enjoy me staring at the glass for over a minute. As we just watch the scoreboard updates and see that Itamar and Helix are pretty much on the same pace, with Itamar holding the slight lead at the start, but Helix then catching up and passing Itamar for a second, and then I think making a small mistake, letting Itamar to get literally on the same pace as himself. Helix recovers and still stays ahead, but this lead is very, very small. Around half a block between them. Helix seems to increase it by a bit, going into the last 10 blocks, and I think he will be tying up the score. Yeah, he wins this Lab Escape, and the score is back at a tie between them with 4 more rounds remaining. Helix at 10 stars, and so is Itamar. A pretty good game selection so far. Let's see what game gives us next, and it's Jigsaw Rush. It's gonna be a fast one. Starting off ahead, but both of them slow down in the middle. Yet Helix was a bit more consistent with his pace, and he is finishing first, once again taking the lead in this matchup. 3 rounds remaining, and Helix is up by 1 star. Last game in this lobby, and then we will be requeuing. It's RPG 16. 16 with quite a bit of randoms here to farm some kills, or maybe to get an unexpected swing with one of them placing above participants. So far they don't seem to be too much of a threat, just trying to run away from our players, but both of participants already managed to get some kills, already tied at 2. Of Itamar and Helix going for the same guy, and Helix, well, very tunnel visioning on one of the randoms, dying to the other one. Both him and Itamar still have same amount of kills. So Helix is slightly ahead. But if Itamar manages to tie it up, he will have an upper hand, as he didn't die so far. Unlike Helix, who died to a random, and Helix is at 1 health himself right now. And Itamar needs that kill because he doesn't have too much time left. Helix is trying to run away. And successfully saves the win for himself here, being ahead by 2 stars with 2 more rounds remaining. Helix is in a good position right now. As Itamar needs to win the last 2 rounds to have a win here. Welcome back, Nudley. Big fishing, dude. This game selection is fucking nice, dude. I'd have had at least like double of my wins and playtime if every game was with that game selection. So far, Itamar is starting off ahead, but Helix is not too far behind. Helix on the blue spawn. Itamar is on orange, trying to hold on to the lead that he really needs right now to get closer to passing or at least tying with Helix in the last round. Yeah, Helix keep missing the picks, and with 15 seconds remaining, the gap between him and Itamar is quite big, and so it will all be coming down to the last round, with Helix being slightly ahead, but he doesn't have any guaranteed wins yet. Let's see what game will give us, and it's Fire Leapers. Fire Leapers. Imagine Fire Leapers finale in that circumstance. Guys, I have a very important post. Oh no. Minecart Racing as the final game. We will probably not see a sweep in this one, so it's either a win for Helix or Itamar ties it up at the last round. And it seems like Itamar has slightly more wool at the start, but they both started on pretty much similar pace. And look at Helix passing Itamar a few shots away from the max speed and securing the win, but Itamar with nice aim catches up, one shot away, and Itamar gets the max speed first. Oh, and Helix almost got passed by the random. That was way too close, Helix. But it is still a tie. It's still a tie, and now both of them at the same amount of wins after the first round. Very good start, very good start. We love to see some ties. We have not seen one in a bit. Showing how close and how good those two participants are to each other. 2020 tie is a perfect start, perfect representation of their skill level. Let's see what will happen in the next game, as they both got closer to winning this match. They still need at least 2 more each to get into the next round and guarantee top 4 spot in the Dark Horse 1v1 tournament. And starting off with not Fire Leapers, please get me out of this hell. Can you open it on stream? That can try. Next time we'll get a break. I'll put it on stream. Starting off game number 2 with Volcano. Both Itamar and Helix are at 1 win, as tie counts as a win to both players. And another dub will get them so much closer to the next round of Dark Horse against Bacon of round 5 of losers bracket. Let's see who will get there. Both Itamar and Helix having a pretty decent blocks, but Itamar with slightly better timed jump starts this game with 1-star lead. Floor is lava as round number 2. Helix already with a better run up. But then missing one of the jumps, and Itamar is up ahead, finishing first. And Helix will be losing 2 stars here as he finished before, not before, after one of the randoms. Itamar is in a way better spot right now at the start of game 2 and cannon painting as the third round. Completely different game selection from the last game, and it starts so well for Itamar, but can he hold on to that lead as Helix is holding on to the first place in this campaigning match? Although it's very close between our two players, the other randoms are not very close to either Helix or Itamar, and Helix I think will be winning and recovering 1 star, and he does, extending his lead by quite a bit towards the end, launching another new game in this matchup, Bombardment. With not that many randoms remaining, only 2 of them are left. Surely not. "25 seconds before the deathmatch starts. Only 1 random is still in play. And so are both our participants. Mara and Helix are pretty much in the same area. 5 more seconds and Itamar is out before the random! And Helix has a good opportunity to recover 2 stars here as well. Can he do it? The random survives the death wave! Who is that? Is that the same guy who... No, it was the different guy who won floor as well. Over Helix, and Helix ties up the score with a 3-1 bombardment. That is some shenanigans here. Itamar on the bad side in the workshop this time. Once again, I am unaware of Helix's side. But Itamar starts slightly barely ahead of his opponent right now. But it's very close, both of them are pretty much on the same pace. Helix taking the slight lead after the 3rd craft. I'm pretty confident into the 5th one. Itamar is on the last craft as well, but Helix this time wins once again. Taking the lead in the matchup after not the best start for him. And with 3 rounds remaining, Helix is up by 1 lab escape as the 6th round. Very correct random. Lab escape, and this time starts way better for Helix. Itamar was slightly ahead at the start of last round, but this time Helix has quite a bit of a lead. Around 2-3 blocks between them. And he only keeps extending his lead, and he once again will be going into the last 2 rounds with a 2-star lead, just like last time. He couldn't really hold on to it in game number 1. Can he do it this time? Or is Itamar gonna pull another comeback right at the end? He has only 2 rounds to do so though. Jigsaw Rush is one of them. And Itamar lost Jigsaw last time. What will happen here? Itamar starting off ahead, but Helix catches up, passes Itamar in the middle, and Helix has a guaranteed at least tie for himself. In game number 2, Itamar needs to pray all the gods for pick jousting here. Not who this guy is, but I think they might be trolling. Have a feeling. One more round remaining, and Itamar needs a 3-0 sweep. And Animal Slaughter, I don't think is the game that can provide him with that. But let's see. Let's see. Helix just needs to place over 2 randoms, which I don't think is that hard of a task for him. Itamar will play for the win here. Just recover some stars and hope that Helix messes up, but with the pace randoms are going, I don't think Itamar has a chance here, and Helix will be going into the game number 3 with a 2-1 advantage and 1 step away from top 4. In a very close match. So far. Literally one of the closest games in the tournament. Was it worth all the wait and missing sleep? Probably not, but we'll see. We'll see what game 3 will look like. Starting off right now without much weight. Not many breaks. The only break is here. That's what decent in chat. That's to put it on stream. Very good, guys. Now you know. Now you know the truth. Okay. He's gone now. And now, game number 3. Helix needs at least a tie to get into the next round, and Itamar just needs to be a bit more consistent with how the game's been going. He has a very good chance, but so does Helix. Starting off with another bombardment. Are we gonna see another accelerated sweep here, or are both participants gonna make it to death match? We will see, but if the position Itamar is in right now, he needs to make sure to not lose unnecessary stars here. He needs as much advantage as he can get. What is that freaking patty there on the corner? Only 5 seconds until deathmatch appears, and random slowly starting dying along of the map, getting killed by cannonballs. How did this guy survive the past? All the randoms are out, and so is Helix right after them. He died like a second earlier. That could have been really bad for him. But he only lost 1 star. Itamar starting off ahead in a very important match for him. Both Helix and Itamar bump at the start of Floor is Lava. but Helix with slightly better cut at the first half, taking the lead and being slightly ahead of Itamar going into the last jump, and Helix ties up the score. In this game after the second round. This game, just like the other two, will be very, very close dive. Itamar is not happy about those games. Helix is on the red spawn, Itamar on lime. Itamar also hitting one of the pre-jumps. Itamar is somewhat struggling with it so far, being quite behind his opponent. Helix is almost a full block ahead of Itamar. I think Itamar is gonna try to target Helix to try and make a mistake. Itamar has been somewhat consistently hitting the pre-jumps. Helix so far, no mistakes, staying one block ahead of his opponent with 10 seconds remaining. Helix will probably be taking the lead after this round. Yeah, Itamar won't even be able to tie this one as Helix gets 21 especially. Fun game, Fire Leapers. Let's see, we'll have a lobby refresh at the end of this game. Round number 4 will be Workshop. A lot of Workshop today, and Helix won last 2 times in a very close games. And both of them are starting on the bad side. I see them both in front of me. Helix starting off slightly ahead of Itamar. His opponent is right behind. Yeah, this is gonna be very, very close. They're basically on the same pace right now. I cannot tell who is winning right now. Legit cannot tell. They're both approaching the last craft once again on around same pace. And it's Rails, whoever might have some sticks saved will probably be winning, and it's once again Helix slightly ahead of his opponent, taking a 2-star lead after 4 rounds, going into jungle jump. Helix starting off on the fence. Itamar is starting with regular run up. Both of them are pretty much on the same block, but Helix is slightly ahead. Itamar though seems to be catching up on the second half. Maybe getting a bit stuck on the stairs. Helix is still slightly ahead, and he will be winning this one in a very, once again, very close game. All of those rounds are insanely close. And almost no win games so far in the game. Pig fishing, Itamar on red, Helix on pink. And the fact that there are no swing games is pretty bad for Itamar, who is usually pretty good at those, and he is so far 3 stars behind, and if he wants to have a chance to win this matchup, he needs at least one small sweep in the remaining rounds, because otherwise Helix will be moving on with a 3-1 win, at least into the next round. Itamar might be recovering some points here as he builds up quite a bit of a lead over Helix in another pig fishing game. yeah, there is a pretty big gap between them, and there Itamar will be cutting down the lead only to 2 stars between them after this peak fishing. Once again, Itamar probably needs to pray for some peak justing here if he wants to have a chance. And Helix just needs to win like at 1 more round or so. One or ho ho ho. Not usually a big swingy, but it very well can be. Only 2 randoms here. Let's see how both of them will play it. Itamar and Helix start off in a pretty much similar area, and Itamar is trying to cut Helix off. He almost succeeds in doing so, but then gets cut off by Helix and also gets stuck in between himself and the random, and I think Itamar is out. I think Itamar is out here. Helix has more land. Itamar had a great opportunity, but Helix barely managed to escape Itamar's trap, and he will be finishing ahead of Itamar no matter how the round 8 will be played out. Itamar is out of the tournament with Helix moving forward against Bacon. GG's. And it might be a 3-0 sweep here and fully filled map, damn. Yeah. A 3-0 sweep that Itamar needed is done by Helix. One more round to finish off this great and pretty close matchup. Just to see the last difference between them at the end. And it's peak justing. He could have had a chance. He could have had a chance here. But looks like it would not have helped as Helix wins this peak justing 1v1 between him and Itamar, and even further solidifies his decisive victory in game number 3, even though the whole matchup was very close in every game basically, and both of them performed really well. Helix is one who was more consistent, and all of his grinding, all of his practice pays off as he reaches a guaranteed top 4 spot in the Dark Horse Only One. GG's. GG's. That was a really good game. I wish it was played a bit earlier with all those delays, but it was played, it is done, and we know our top 4 for Dark Horse 1v1. we have our top 4, guys. We do not know yet exact placements that people will be in, but we know that it is Swift, Noodly, Bacon, and Helix are here. Very interesting top 4. Don't think many people would have predicted this one. Really cool to see people like Helix who never played in tournaments before and put so much practice and hours into grinding. Get better and beat a bunch of well-known players. And now Bacon and Helix, people who've been winning each other quite a lot in preparation for this tournament, will have their 1v1 in the tournament itself to see who is better at the moment and who will be moving into top 3. Is it gonna be Bacon versus Noodly? Both of them beating by Swift and fighting for a chance to have a rematch with him in the grand finals, or is Helix gonna be meeting with Noodly again? in losers bracket and maybe seeing Swift for the first time. Because Swift defeated 3-0 Bacon and 3-1 Noodly with not losing to either of them, only tying with Noodly in one of the matches. So maybe out of those three in losers bracket, Helix is the force to stop Swift in the grand finals. We will see. It's gonna be very interesting. We are hitting the last three matches of the tournament. Bacon versus Helix. Whoever wins this match will be playing in the losers bracket finals against Noodly, and then it is grand finals time. Maybe we will see the end of the tournament pretty soon. Hopefully within like a week, all the matches will be played. Swift and Noodly having to wait for the next opponent for like half a month, but their next one will be finally emerging. GG's. And also very interesting. Very interesting to see I know what is interesting. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, the predictions competition, because I think it is very close between Swift, Ken, and Sand for the top one and the winner of predictions competition. If Swift might be able to pull Boots, because in previous tournament Boots won both the actual tournament and prediction competition. And Swift is in the grand finals already and pretty close to winning the competition as well. So it's gonna be interesting with only a few matches remaining. Not that many points could be recovered. So yeah. That was a good match. Congrats to Helix. Going into top 4, GG's to Itamar. Top 5 still is a very good spot. Could have seen a rematch between Sky and Itamar. One of the closest games from FIF 1v1 in losers bracket last time. But this time they both got eliminated right before the possible matchup. And yeah. So let me open the bracket and update it actually as well. So we have a pretty good selection of players in the top half. I'm really glad how this tournament is turning out to be. I would prefer a bit less clays, but sometimes you can't do much about it. That's what happens when the overwhelming majority of players are from US and a few people who are not are very cracked and the time zones are just not much. Probably gonna be a bit more spread out for 6 of 1v1, hopefully. Yeah. So our top 4 are Swift, Noodly, Bacon, Helix. 5th place are shared by Sky and Itamar. 7th place by D and Sheep. And yeah. This one have given some pretty good amount of new names in terms of party games tournaments. Sheep popped off, Helix popped off, and keeps popping off. Best pool outcrit. All cool people here. Yeah. And now Bacon versus Helix. I hope they will play soon. they were able to play quite a bit before the tournament, so you should be able to see their match hopefully in a few days, and maybe the conclusion of this tournament within a week or so. We are approaching the most exciting part. But for now, I will be leaving. Thank you all for watching the stream and the match. Hope you all enjoyed it. Sorry for being a bit of a mess today. It just makes it the sleep has been completely ruined by the scheduling of this match. I was trying out new settings for the stream, and I think I finally fixed the lag issues. So hopefully they will not happen again. And also because once again with the scheduling issues, we need to play the match pretty fast, and just I didn't expect it to start at that time specifically, so. But yeah, we went through it, and last 3 matches remaining for the tournament, so I will see you guys in a few days when Bacon and Helix decide to play, and we're gonna see who will be fighting Noodly in losers bracket finals after this match. Alright, see you guys, I love you all, bye bye.